Kouri Richins is accused of allegedly fatally poisoning her husband, Eric, back in March 2022. She was arrested in May 2023 and still sits in jail awaiting her trial. No court date has been set as of yet, so Kouri is presumed innocent. Join me down the rabbit hole in this case of the author who allegedly poisoned her husband. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Katie, and this is where we discuss true crime, politics, and current affairs. If you are a returning viewer, have you subscribed? Because clearly you like my content, so you might as well subscribe. But welcome back. You know how it goes. We go through some documents, we try and figure out what's going on in the case, and we go from there. Ignore the microphone over there. It didn't work as well as I wanted. So no microphone, we're going to go with it because there has been some technical issues past few weeks. But today, let me get it up on the screen. So today we're going to go through some of the emails that Kouri sent to the police following the death of her husband. As you can already see by the screen, they are strange, to say the least. As you can see, this is from Kouri to Chad Hoffmeyer and Jeff O'Driscoll. They don't know if they still are, in charge of the case. And this was sent April 2023. So it was a few weeks before she was arrested. She sent this to the police. Hey, after you guys left Friday, I was trying to make sure dates were as accurate as possible. But I always feel like something was last year and it was actually several years ago. Laughing smiley face. Anyway, you asked me when my doctor had prescribed quetiapine. I believe I told you a few years before Eric passed. However, I emailed my doctor today to get a specific date, and this was her response. I don't even know if this matters for anything, but it was bothering me. Laughing, smiling face. Also, Eric's company was started in 2010, not 2012. I think I might have said 2012. That's when we got married. LOL. Again, none of this probably matters, but it was bothering me. So again, a few weeks before she was arrested. And the next email. Bloop, 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 bloop. There we go. So this is the police have replied. So it's Chad. And they replied, thanks for the clarification. I don't know that it matters either, but I appreciate the communication. Best, Chad. And then this one's a big one. There's a lot in this one. Okay. And then this was following that where the policeman Chad had said, yeah, cheers for that. Don't know if it's relevant, but thanks. So this was April the 19th. And she has replied to Chad and Frank again, CC'd in Jeff O'Driscoll. And yeah. Hey there, I thought I would clarify some other items on your list that you spoke to blank about. Ooh, who's blank? The beginning of February last year, so what, February 2022. My kids had a soccer tournament in Mesquite. Apologies. The day before we left, February 2nd, I tested positive for COVID. I have attached the picture of my test from on my counter in my kitchen from when I first found out, photo 1. I sent it to my mum and blank to let them know because I was just around both of them. Eric was the coach of the soccer team and I'm the annoying mum on the sideline that never stops yelling. Tongue sticking out, that smiley face. We don't miss games or tournaments. We're a huge soccer family. When we found out I had COVID, I didn't want to miss the soccer tournament, nor did I want to get my kids sick. So I stayed at Casablanca. I didn't want to risk getting my boys ill during the tournament and then not play well. I brought a box of at-home tests with me to test every day, so I could either join the boys staying at my father-in-law's or at least be with them during the game. Casablanca is about 5 minutes from the soccer field. Actually, here is a picture of the room number I stayed in. I had taken a picture for my mum and Eric. I was still positive every day, pictures attached. I would take pictures of my test to Eric to say it's still positive. You can check Eric's phone for this. I stood on the sidelines wearing a mask and not interacting with anyone, happy to get other soccer parents to attest to this. Eric had gotten COVID after we got home from Mesquite. Okay. February. Yeah. So February 2022, Valentine's Day, I think, was when Eric when Eric thought that Kouri tried to poison him because he wasn't very well following a Valentine's meal. That might be the issue with February 2022. I don't know. You asked blank about any exotic vacations I have taken since Eric's passing. I went on 2 trips last year. One, my kids tried out at a soccer camp in SLC to qualify to play in Spain in June, and both my kids made it. So yes, I took them to Spain in October 2022. I have attached their invitation letters. Also, Eric and I went to Mexico every year, sometimes twice. We travelled a lot. We have taken the boys to Mexico a few times. We like to go in January. However, January of 2022, we could not go because Eric had his hunting trip to Mexico of 2 weeks planned, and it was too much that month. This is not new for us to go to Mexico or for us to go out of the country or on a vacation with our kids. I took my kids and my mum came with us in August of 2022 to Mexico. As I hope you understand, the months prior to this since Eric's death have been hard to deal with. No, I have never been to Key West or the Keys in Florida. However, my nanny went with her family in June 2022, so maybe you have mixed something up. Eric's affair, allegedly, was the same year I moved out. The trust was created as well as him looking into a divorce. I never actually moved out. I moved my clothes out one weekend to make Eric understand I'm not kidding about leaving him if he doesn't end things with blank. Ooh. I did this on a Thursday or Friday while he was out of town. I was home Monday. I never stayed another night at that other house. Eric and I figured things out like most couples do. Blank was her name. He changed her name in his phone so I wouldn't know about it, and honestly, we worked things out, and after that, I never went through his phone again to see if he changed it back, but you have his phone and can check. Eric and I went to blank counselling in Camas. We only went about 4 times, maybe. It wasn't for us. Blank and blank are the same person, as I'm assuming you know that. Ha ha. I'm also assuming blank told Woody her husband got a call from him and gave all this information, LOL, yet he didn't ever go in to talk to detectives. Ironic how these things work. Mental health. Yes, I got postpartum after my second child in 2014. Yes, I took medication for it. No, Eric and I did not have financial problems ever. Yes, Eric made more money than me. Do you make more money than your wives? Have I ever been financially reliant on Eric in the past 5 years? Absolutely not. Eric did not want me working because 1, His first wife cheated on him with a guy at work. 2. Blank. What's that big blank? 3. Eric wanted us to live the typical conservative life where the man takes care of his family and the wife is a homemaker, wife, mum, and that's it. That's not my personality and not the way I was raised. I am very independent. Even when I stayed home with my kids the first few years, I was in grad school for years because I wanted to be more and do more than be a homemaker, and I did. And when I did and started my business, it took some adjusting, but Eric and I were fine with it. We hired my nanny and everything worked out. My nanny, Blank, moved out because she was engaged and she and her fiancé were moving in together. That was always supposed to be temporary. She's worked full-time for Eric and I for years prior to his death. If anyone can tell you about our marriage, it's her. She lived with us. Feel free to call her. Blank has already submitted her phone records to you to prove that your toll is incorrect. Blank will also be submitting hers over to you guys today or tomorrow. I am working on getting mine, however, Eric's business partner is not being cooperative. But you can call Blank and ask for them and he would probably give them to you. I know what time I went to bed that night. There is no hole in my story. Hopefully by obtaining full phone record documentation, you guys can see this too. Happy to clarify or provide anything else you may need. I just want this over. I just want our lives back and to move on and grieve and mourn my husband without looking over my shoulder constantly for you guys or the idiotic private investigator or the Richins family. Whatever I can do to help close this out, just ask. I'll give you or tell you whatever you want to know. Please check with the lab on those gummies. P.S. Chad, I hear you also know our good friends Blank. Their son and my son play on the same soccer team. When Eric passed, Blank took over coaching. You guys could even chat with them if you feel necessary. Kouri Richins. Okay. So she sent this again a few weeks before she was arrested, April 19th, 2023. And she goes on about some sort of a football game and something to do with COVID in February 2022. As I said, I think, don't quote me, I may be wrong, please let me know, but February 2022, I'm pretty sure that is when Eric had complained that he thought Kouri was trying to poison him because he got very sick after a Valentine's meal that she had prepared. I may have got the dates wrong, but I think it was February that year. Lots of reference to Mexico. Coincidentally, Kouri is currently writing a book that involves a trip to Mexico. Just saying. Not sure what the Florida thing is. If you know what the Florida thing is referencing, let me know, please, in the comments. And mention of Eric's affair without the name of the lady. Was it a lady? Yes, her name. So yeah, Eric was allegedly having an affair, but they worked things out. They tried counselling and it didn't work. And like the ha-ha in an email to police about your dead husband is weird. It's that's, ironic how these things work, because they're investigating you. Be nice to them. And she's always relied on her own money, apparently, according to this. There's arguments both sides that she's a money grabber and that she's fully independent, and I don't know which one is technically true. And I want to know what reason 2 is here. Why Eric wanted her to be a homemaker, housewife. The first reason is because his wife cheated on him, first wife, with a guy at work, and then he wanted us to live the typical conservative life. What's reason number 2? I'm curious about that. And it will be interesting to hear from the nanny if they do call her as a witness during the trial, if it ever happens at this point. And something to do with phone records. So, I don't know what phone records they are talking about, but the night that Eric died, Kouri says, she left her phone in her and Eric's room, I think. No, I don't remember. Anywho, she left her phone in either her and Eric's room or the children's room. He was in one of them. I can't remember which one. And that was it. She left it. She didn't touch it until... She didn't touch it from when she went into that room to fall asleep to when she used it to call the ambulance. But the phone records indicate different. It apparently shows text messages and call logs and locking and unlocking of the phone during the time she says she wasn't. So my computer froze. I was almost at the end, but the PS of her dropping in that they have similar friends, they have friends in common. That's interesting. Just drop that in just to let you know. And I did make another point. I can't remember what that point was. The joy of technology. But we have actually finished the emails. There's no more that I'm aware of. But it's just interesting. Why would you use ha, LOL and smiley faces when you are emailing police about the death of your husband when they are investigating you for said death of the husband? It's just weird. And thank you to the person in the Kouri Richins Facebook group that told me how to pronounce Kouri's medication. I still can't say it. But thank you, I appreciate it, and I will work on it. Hopefully it won't come up too much in the coming weeks or months. But yeah, the Facebook group, thank you for all your support. I do appreciate it, and the Reddit community as well. And if you like my content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Really helps the channel. It's free for you to do. If you're interested in seeing the emails, they are linked in the description below. I do have a Google Drive folder full of all the documents that I've come across whilst I've been looking into the case. And leave me a comment below. What do you think of the case? What do you think of these emails to the police? Personally, I think they're a bit odd. But then again, I don't know how I would react if I was in this situation. How would you react? Would you do this? Would you send the police emails? There are no current updates in the case that I'm aware of. I googled it before filming. So it's all quiet for now. But there must be something soon. The defence had to hand over the novel to the prosecution, so there must be an update soon. We'll have to wait and see. But if you've watched this far, thank you. Apologies for the technical difficulties. I may need to invest in a new laptop, but that's not going to happen for a very long time because your bitch is poor. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And leave me a comment and come say hello to me all on social medias, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, etc. All of those. I'm everywhere. Link below, link in the description. Come find me, come say hello. Let's get the conversation going. And I will see you in the next one. Probably being filmed on my phone. Thank you. Bye.